Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Horror of It All Movie Podcast. I'm Eric. This is another video edition, obviously. This is number 5 in the series of 6 videos about my favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases that I have seen and really liked and recommend, as well as ones that hadn't come out yet that I really liked and recommend. Since my last podcast, that was, well, not my last podcast, but my main Vinegar Syndrome podcast, that was my favorite 25 releases of all their time. The next 2 episodes are going to be slightly different, only slightly, because it's gearing down to close to the halfway to Black Friday sale. Super excited. I always am. I'm finally going to be a subscriber, so I'm super stoked about that. But the next 2 episodes are actually going to have 6 recommendations. Because I realized I came up with too many titles. So I had to take out a couple and rearrange, but I did it. So, without further rambling, we'll dive right into 6 more favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases that I really enjoyed, that had either come out since the last episode 16, or I watched since then and discovered and really liked. The first one is Spellcaster. This one isn't necessarily great, but some of the kills are super ridiculous, and it's super entertaining. Without giving too much away, there is a chair that comes alive and kills somebody. I think it eats them, too. Adam Ant is in it. He's not the star. I don't know why they prominent that. Maybe because he was a big name. But, yes, it is a VSA. Cool, hard slipcase here. Some people have trouble getting these in. I do as well. But that's the inside. And there's the inside. Comes with a poster. The reverse slip is just the picture I already showed you, the front of the box slip cover there. And the synopsis is as follows. A group of strangers have been invited to partake in a promotional televised treasure hunt at a remote Italian castle, with the winner waking up with $1 million fortune, or walking up, sorry. But the old Gothic building has some diabolical tricks up its sleeve, and it's not long before the guests begin to fall victim to its demonic secrets. All while the surviving guests begin to come up with creative and deadly ways to try to locate the hidden treasure. It's a silly movie. I think it's fun. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's top tier Vinegar Syndrome or anything, but I had fun. With it. Vinegar Syndrome goes on to say, one of the series of castle films made in the mid-'80s by notorious exploitation producer Charles Band of Puppet Master fame. Spellcaster is a creature effect-filled supernatural horror film starring 80s new wave music icon Adam Ant. It does not star him, he's in it, but legendary 80s radio personality Richard Blade, along with Gail O'Grady of NYPD Blue fame. Photographed by Fulci's regular DP, Sergio Salviti. He did cinematography on The Amazing Zombie and Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. Vinegar Syndrome Archive presents Spellcaster, newly restored in 2K on Blu-ray for the first time. There is not much on the special feature front, there is an interview with the director and still galleries and cover art. But yeah, Spellcaster. If you want just a fun time, I thought it was fun. I don't think it's great or anything. This is another one. My son likes this. Some of the sillier stuff the Vinegar Syndrome puts out, like this. I watched this with him. I've mentioned other ones that I've watched with him before. I'm trying to think of what's that movie called? Yeah, I can't see over there, but it was that movie with the cat and the boat, and like this fucking demonic cat that comes out of this regular cat. People are already screaming probably that are watching, like, it's this, and I can't remember what the hell it's called, but you guys know what I mean. Damn it. Well, if I think of it, I'll mention it. My next one is a title that they have two titles with the same title. Completely different movies, have nothing to do with each other. The first one I put on episode 16 because I love that movie. I think it's so underrated, and I'm talking about grave robbers, but this time I'm talking about the Spanish grave robbers. Los Rondes de Tumbas. Cool slipcase here. Vinegar Syndrome has done a series of releases from Ruben Galindo Jr. There's this. There's two other ones, and one of them is on my next episode. I won't say what it is yet, but the reverse artwork, I'm guessing is the original, is terrible, in my opinion. Some people like it, but it makes it look like an action movie, and that it is not. It has action moments, but yeah, it's a horror movie. And I will mention that it is in Spanish for people who aren't fans of subtitles. I always like to put it out there. I'm glad Vinegar Syndrome finally started putting that on their cases. I'm not opposed to it. I prefer if I get an English dubbed. I'm not one of those that's like, oh, like with Italian movies. Maybe it's because I'm so used to them. I don't know. But they're badly dubbed and blah, blah, blah. All I can think is that maybe they mean the voice doesn't fit. Because obviously the mouth is not going to fit. It's two different languages. But I digress. Grave robbers. In the early Spanish colonial age, the leader of a satanic sect was condemned to eternal damnation by a priest. Now, in modern day, a group of teenage treasure-seeking grave robbers accidentally uncover his hidden tomb, dislodging the axe in the process. But what they don't realize is that they've unwittingly reawoken a diabolical killer, who promptly sets out to complete his unholy mission of spawning the son of Satan, while brutally butchering everyone who happens to get in his way. Very fun movie. Out of the three, this is my favorite one. One of them I like, but I don't love. Yeah. But I like all of them. But out of all of them, I like this one the most. Grave robbers. Vinegar Syndrome goes on to say, heavily inspired by late 80s slasher films, Grave Robbers is one of the best forgotten films to come from Mexico's often overlooked. I just noticed there's a typo here. Often overlooked 80s horror boom. With the exceptional production value, gruesome death scenes, and relentless killer akin of his many American counterparts, feels right at home with many of the later entries in the Friday the 13th series. I didn't really get that, but sure. I mean, yeah. Which, little plug for myself, I guess. Also, if you want, speaking of Friday the 13th, go check out my channel. I did a ranking with a special guest, my wife, and that was a lot of fun. We love Friday the 13th. We were close on some, and differed on some. Just like, But it was fun. Check it out on my channel. Anyway, little sidebar there. Vinegar Syndrome is proud to present this hidden gem of Mexican splatter on Blu-ray for the first time, newly scanned in 4K from its original 35mm camera negative. Not much for special features. There's 2 pretty decent special features. There is an interview with the director, and there is a commentary track by The Hysteria Continues, which is really good. It was one of my favorites that they did. I usually have fun with them. There's only been once or twice where I wasn't as into it as I would have liked to be, but that's not really saying much. I mean, it was still good, but this one is highly recommend if you don't have it. Pretty sure slipcase is gone. So, Grave Robbers, check it out. Or Le Randos del Thomas, or whatever the fuck. Okay, my next pick is one that on the, on the Black Friday sale, it was one of the catalog slips that came out, and I'm talking about Malibu High. I had a lot of fun with this. I do have a buddy that did like it, but he thought it was something else, and he didn't expect it to be what it is, and what it is basically a high school girl who is a hooker, I guess, and she murders people. This is the original, what it originally looks like. I don't know if there's any slips still available. That's what it looks like on the inside, back when they still had DVD. The other cover is literally just her higher. Malibu High synopsis is as follows. Synopsis. Why do I keep saying synapse? Synopsis. Kim is a smart-mouthed high school senior whose boyfriend dumps her for a snobbish rich girl. Her poor grades and working-class background make matters even worse until Kim realizes that she can use her beautiful body to achieve her goals. Sexually blackmailing her teachers improves her grades, and moonlighting as a prostitute pays off handsomely. But an easy life of vice pulls her deeper into corruption and crime, and soon Kim finds herself lured into risky and bloody role of a high school-aged hit girl. A lot of fun. 1978, nice 70s type feel to it for sure. Vinegar Syndrome goes on to say, hailed as a seedy, sleazy little gem by LA Times. Malibu High is a fast-paced blend of neo-noir plotting and sexploitation styled antics. Directed by Irv Berwick of Hitchhike to Hell fame. Have not watched that, but I have bought it, and I'm definitely going to check it out because I don't think I remember that, and I like this, so I'm definitely going to check that out. Arrow put that out, by the way, if anybody's curious. It's also on Arrow Player, I believe. Hitchhike to Hell. I don't know why I'm recommending it. I haven't seen it, but it's by the same director. And produced by then 18-year-old Wonderkind, yeah. Lawrence D. Folbs of Don't Go Near the Park fame. I really hope that gets a Blu-ray release sometime. Vinegar Syndrome, please. Anyway, Vinegar Syndrome is proud to bring this one-of-a-kind exploitation classic to Blu-ray, newly restored from its original 35mm negative and loaded with bonus features. Yes, it is. There is a bunch of stuff on here. There is a group commentary with the producer and an actress on the movie. Video interviews with the producer, same actress that's on the commentary, and actor Garth Pillsbury. The actress that has the interview is Tammy Taylor. It has a Q&A screening at the New York Beverly with producer, actress, and actor. And it has two short films, and then the usual stuff like trailer, production stills, all that good stuff. So yeah, Malibu High, check it out. It will definitely be on sale. And that's the cool slip. Again, don't know if you can still get that, but every teacher in school wanted to flunk her, but nobody dared. Malibu High. Okay, I have a highly controversial fourth pick that most people hate this fucking movie. I love this piece of shit. I know that sounds weird. It's not even a proper sentence, I guess, but it is for this movie. Some Vinegar Syndrome movies are just fun because they're pieces of shit. This is one of them. I love this movie, and I even feel bad calling it a piece of shit because it is fun. A lot of people hate it, but I digress. I'm talking about the infamous, and if anybody has been watching and has been taking my advice on some of my recommendations, please don't throw those all away because of my next pick. Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. This has got to be the most infamous. That's the other side of the cool slip. It's also a VSA. The infamous, one of the worst, if not worst, Vinegar Syndromes. Everybody hates it. I love it for what it is. I have a lot of fun with it. I don't know, man. I like this movie. It's so bad that it's so great. So, I will get through this real quick to get to my other ones because I know some people are like, is he really fucking talking about Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death? Yes, I am. Dr. Henry Jekyll is the last in his family's line of mad but brilliant scientists. Holed up in an ornate Victorian mansion in San Francisco, he has concocted a serum that, when injected, turns humans into crazed, violent fighters. Go on. If you like exploitation that's just ridiculous, I recommend it. I may be one of the only people on this fucking island, but I do. I have fun with it. I can't help it. With unstoppable strength and unquenchable bloodthirst. But Henry has also kidnapped the beautiful daughter of his mentor, Professor Atkinson. Whom he keeps as a prisoner, all the while his sister Hilda becomes the subject of a horrifying and rage-induced torments. But when Professor Atkins unexpectedly arrives, searching for his missing daughter, Henry's deranged world begins to unravel. Yes, I love this movie. I'd do the eye thing. Anybody that's seen it, that girl with the fucking bug eyes. I don't know how her eyes don't dry out because she's very intense. She's always like this. Or there are fight scenes that go on seamlessly forever and way too long. And then an ending that I think was reminiscent. I know people might think I'm crazy, but it kind of reminded me of the ending of Black Christmas. Nothing to do with the movie, just the pan out and the show in the house and all that stuff. Anyway, the only non-X-rated title, directed by mysterious filmmaker James Wood, and Vinegar Syndrome continues to say, Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death, Traverses, I don't know what that says. Genres ranging from horror, domestic drama, and brutal fight sequences, while boasting a surprising array of perverse and fetishistic torture sequences. Starring a mostly unknown cast, the film bounces wildly between overwrought camp, surprisingly grim, and unpleasant abuse of its bizarre characters. A victim of poor quality VHS releases, which rendered its low lighting focused camera work nearly impossible to make out. Vinegar Syndrome Archive brings this truly unclassifiable exploitation oddity to Blu-ray, newly restored in 4K from its 35mm negative. There are pretty much absolutely no special features on this, and I know I just heard think something in my head. No, it shouldn't be. This movie sucks. I love it. Do that as it will. There's still 5 other releases to check out from this video. But yeah, Dr. Jekyll's Dungeon of Death. I think it also would be a good double feature with, what's that called? Bloodsucking Freaks? Yeah. Okay. My next pick is another VSA. The one of their fastest moving VSAs ever. Everything that is an action movie is in this fucking movie. It even has action in the title. Action USA. I just realized I don't know why I'm recommending this because it's gone. But you can still find it. You can't get it in sale though. But again, if Dr. Jekyll isn't your piece of cake and you can't get this one, well, there's 4 others in this. But that's the reverse. Damn light glare. It's the inside. It's got a poster. But yeah, I did just realize that. I won't go too far into this because it is a recommendation. I do recommend seeing it, but you can't get it from Vinegar Syndrome here. But anyway, small-time drug dealer Billy Ray, along with his girlfriend Carmen, are kidnapped by a duo of thugs working for a ruthless mobster named Frankie Navarro. It seems that the gangster is after a catch of diamonds, but when Billy is killed, Cameron is placed under protection FBI custody as a star witness in a case against Frankie. It's up to the FBI agents to get her out of Texas, with Frankie's #1 hitman, Drago, and his cohorts hot on their tail. Vinegar Syndrome goes on to say, the feature directing debut of acclaimed stuntman Jon Stewart, not to be confused with the comedian Jon Stewart. He did Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Serpico. Action USA is a film that delivers on its title and then some, kicking off with what might be the wildest car-turned-helicopter-turned-car chase ever put on film. The experiment never ends, and a near non-stop assault of expertly staged fights, explosions, and explosions, and explosions, and explosions. My youngest son loves this movie because there's so many fucking explosions in it. It's just I don't think I've seen a movie with more explosions. And plenty of car chases, so much more, all oozing with Texas lens charm. So yeah, It does have a commentary, a Q&A, an interview with actor Gregory Scott Cummings, but yeah, late 80s action fun. Sorry, I realized at the last minute, after I already said it, that you can't get that, but I do recommend it. Sorry. Okay, my last pick for this video is one of my newest favorites. This one will not be on sale, but of course you can still buy it, and I highly recommend the fucking thing. It is so much fucking fun. I've talked about movies that have that amazing 70s feel and exploitation crammed into a fucking blender. That is what this movie is, and I'm talking about Death Promise. Great fucking movie. Great slipcase. Filthy rich landlords get away with murder. It's time they paid for it. So good. That's the inside. It's very similar to the slipcase. I don't like the original art. I think it's okay. I'm guessing that's the original art, but highly, 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 highly recommend Death Promise. If you haven't seen it already, or if you have it and haven't watched it, there's that. Sorry on this one, it's a mixed bag of either stuff that you can't get or Dr. Jekyll. That take it with as you will. Anyway, I won't get on that again. Okay, so the residents of a dilapidated New York tenement building are being harassed and threatened by Iguana Realty, the dummy corporation which owns the land. In an effort to force them out of their homes, but when Karate Master, Charlie's father, is murdered by a group of thugs hired by the landlords, he decides to take matters into his own hands, enlisting the help of his best friend, fellow fighter Speedy, and driven by a desire for vengeance. They soon develop a plan to murder each board member of the Iguana Realty. However, what they don't realize is that their final target is someone much closer to home. So much fun. So great. Vinegar Syndrome goes on to say, a genre-blending grindhouse classic that perfectly embodies the mid-70s. New York City lends exploitation film aesthetic. Death Promise oozes sublime 70s sleaze from beginning to end. And yes, it does. Starring Charles Bonnet, I don't know how we would say it. Bonnet, of Don't Go in the House. Yeah, the guy who stars in this movie is the guy who is Don't Go in the House. Love that movie too. But that's not Vinegar Syndrome, so I digress. Alongside Speedy Peacock, stuntman Thomas K.O. Kang of Black Dragon fame, martial arts film legend Tony Liu of Way of the Dragon fame, Vinegar Syndrome is proud to present the worldwide Blu-ray debut of Death Promise, newly restored in 2K from its original 35mm camera negative. There is not much on the special feature front other than a interview with the editor. But yes, Death fucking Promise. Again, it won't be on sale, but I still highly recommend it. I know this one's might be a little controversial episode, but I'm still trying to think of that damn movie, but I don't know why I can't think of the title. But I will say this. This has definitely been fun. I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm sure I'll do more. My next series will be coming soon. I'm not going to announce it just yet. I'm still working on the kinks about it. But yeah. Uninvited. That's the fucking cat movie. God damn it. I had to look at my original list, which is on my original top 25 Vinegar Syndrome releases. Again, I said I wasn't going to mention those, but I've mentioned a couple here and there because some of them just need to be mentioned. Check out that one if you would like to. Please like and subscribe, all that good stuff. My honorable mention this time is not just one movie, but a label in itself. I am talking about Fun City Editions. I love this sister label, partner label, whatever they want to call it. There are 4 releases out now. A 5th one that should be shipping any time now that I can't wait for. What is it called? Walking the Edge? Something like that. Looks so good. Go check it out on the website under partner labels. I am talking about for these. Sorry. These are the 2 that I highly recommend. I have not watched number 3 and number 4, but I do have them. Those are Smile and Jeremy. But I am talking about these 2 awesome movies. 2 completely different movies, both equally as fun. I usually don't go that in depth with the honorable mention, but I want to with these. That's The Inside, Alphabet City. Such a great movie. The Inside is very close to The Slip. I'll quickly read the synopsis. Johnny controls the drug trade in New York City's rough Alphabet City neighborhood, as long as his mob bosses let him. But when he refuses to follow orders to torch the tenant building he grew up in, Johnny puts himself and his loved ones in unforgiving crosshairs. New wave filmmaker Amos Pose, who did Blank Generation and Subway Riders, neo-noir cult favorite, oozes 80s neon lit and punk-tinged style. There are some special features. It goes on to say some other stuff. Definitely check it out. This is an honorable mention, and like I said, I don't think these are on sale, but they're there. Check them out for sure. I don't know if slips are still available, but there's a few special features. There's an interview with actor Vincent Spano, who plays Johnny. There's a video essay, and there is also a audio commentary with the director and the writer. So, yes, I highly recommend Fun City. Their first release, Alphabet City. And their second release is a gem of a fucking movie. If you're curious about Alphabet City, that came out in '84. I Start Counting came out in 1970, so that's an older one. A lot of their releases so far, at least those 2, very different movies. Both very good movies. I Start Counting is so great. I don't know how this movie wasn't bigger. It was just one of those lost gems that wow. A young girl, Winnie, I think that's I think that's her name. I haven't seen it in a little bit. Jenny Agutter, who, she's done a lot of stuff. I mean, she was in Child's Play 2 for like more kind of it's 90s, but later in her career she did that. This coming of age psychotic comes of age, a psychotic killer of teen schoolgirls stalks her hometown, which is rapidly transforming from its antiquated village to a forward-looking new town. Is the murderer Winnie's much older foster brother, George? The conflicted the conflicted girl is deeply in love with George, but also fears that he is guilty of horrific crimes. Director David Green this is unsettling storytelling and sensitive social commentary and haunting ambience. There is an interview with actress Jenny Agutter. I'm probably saying her name wrong. I apologize. There's a booklet. There's a video essay. Just so great. This is the inside. Comes with the book, as I was talking about. I did not do that movie justice by kind of skimming through what it was about, but such a great movie. In a world of the nightmare, a little blood adds color. Okay. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I know this has been I've been a bit aloof here, going back and forth and shit. And I also recommended one of the commonly least favorite Vinegar Syndromes in this episode. And of course, I recommended one that isn't even available. I apologize. You can still see it. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. This is not how usually my podcast is. I'm a little out of it. But I thank you for watching. And remember, opinions are okay to have. Okay? Your opinion is not fact. Don't be a dick about it. This has been the Horror of It All Movie Podcast, video edition. I'm Eric. Until next time.